You ever watch that one anime that completely blows your mind with the quality? That one hidden gem that you just know deserved better? That one anime that you just can't watch without admiring the love and effort poured into the project? If you said yes, and that's nice because I haven't. Seeing as how the anime I'm prepping to talk about was animated by PA Works and probably has well over 1 million views by now, I don't exactly think it'd be right to call it hidden. It was just surprising to me how I could barely find any videos about it. It's almost like nobody had anything to say about a black and white photography art anime, because in real life, that's all I ever hear about. I'm surprised I had to watch it a second time before I saw the issue. Iroduku, or Iroduku, depending on what you read, has an interesting concept. In a world full of interesting people and even some magicians, we focus on a girl who lost her ability to see color after learning magic. She isn't very good at magic, but it turns out she has lots of it. Her grandma, after seeing how depressed she looks all the time, decides to send her 6 years into the past in order to... in order to become friends with younger her. Ew, no, Grandma, that's disgusting! She hopes that it will help her see color again, but does warn her that this leap may cost you your friends, current family, current boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, Y-boyfriend, pet, future pet, half a chromosome, and possibly your soul. Also 100 Bitcoin due to inflation. All purchases must be confirmed within 5 days of being transported. If you're cool with that, click here to confirm your bet.
Insert cash.
Oh no, I was scammed! As for the city, it uses complex next-level technologies to function, and even has a material called Star Sand, which allows anybody to use a certain spell. The main character, Hitomi, is one of only few magicians in the city, and after being sent to the past, only knows how things in the future work, so she might have some trouble operating old systems of the past. While her friends, on the other hand, don't know what she's talking about whenever she brings up future supplies. And this story is about photography. Talk about potential being flushed down the toilet. Iroduku builds on one of the most elaborate locations I've ever seen. I'm talking reasonable development in tech, and background people who actually look like functioning members of society. The only thing I feel stops this anime from reaching its full potential is the elaborate world. See, you know a silent voice, right? A girl who's deaf gets bullied in elementary school, then when she gets older, the guy who bullied her starts trying to make amends. Now imagine that situation in No Game No Life, where everything's decided strictly by games. The world is literally a chessboard. Play your life away. See, it just doesn't connect. I want to know more about the world and how it works. Honestly, at this point, I couldn't care less about the main character's problems. But then on the other side of the spectrum, why can't Hitomi see color? And how come this specific person is the only one who has it in his drawings? These are two separate things to concern yourself with. The story is good, but it's being outshined by itself. For more examples, why add a bus of time if it's going to be used a total of 2 times and hold almost no value? For that matter, why go back in time at all if we're just going to be watching a regular slice of life, be it with 2000 ping? This is what I mean. These extra things are cool to have, and I get that because she went back in time, she'd eventually have to leave her friend, some of which may now be dead, which makes things sad. But overall, they detract from what I saw as the main story. I guess I should clear some things up though first. I'm only being so critical of every decision this anime made because the first time I watched it, I really enjoyed it. But it seemed to move so painstakingly slow the second time I did, even though it was literally years later. I understand that it's a slice of life, and that's usually how things go. But then why does it bother having magicians? See, when you build a world, you usually only have one chance to say whatever it is that you wanted to say about it. Because once that series ends, so does that entire universe. And it seems like the anime knew, because it said something. Living locations and nearly mute protagonists, and geez, look at those fireworks. If I didn't know any better, I'd think these two anime were twins. But don't be fooled. If that's a silent voice and this is like a blind color or something. My point is totally different, okay? The fact that the main character only sees in essentially black and white is already something to be curious about. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but Iroduku is definitely more intense than it seems on the surface. Speaking for me, just personally though, I think it would have resonated more if the anime just chose a specific focus, and then went all in on that. Because it's not like I hated anything. I love everything going on, but since all these things were introduced, I would have liked to explore these ideas a bit more than the anime did. Same thing with the characters. What's the deal with Mini Hitomi? What happened to everyone after the time leap back? Because I know they can't all be leeching dirt. The largest problem here is just that as a result of the anime trying to introduce multiple different focuses like magic, photography, and love polygons, everything ended up coming out half-baked. But I will say, Have your own opinion. Go watch Iroduku if you haven't, cause it's still worth the time if you don't mind relatively slow anime, that is. But anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. I'm off.